Hi everybody, happy Sunday. Carla Nicole. Want to welcome you guys here today. It is absolutely beautiful. Um, Today is the day I wanted to talk about what we exchange during intimacy. First of all, I want to introduce myself. I'm Carla Nicole. I'm a single mom of two, and I'm just spiritually led to empower people and get education out here about different issues, different concerns in the society. I'm big about building families, building relationships, building community. At this point of the game, there's a lot that we're lacking even in education about different things, and I'm spiritually led to really empower people with sometimes seeing a little bit outside the box, sometimes seeing outside of the confines of what we've been indoctrinated to believe. So today I want to just kind of touch on a little bit about the sex issue. And if anybody has been watching recently, I had a post, one of my live videos that I talked about intimacy. A lot of times we don't want to talk about the importance of sex. We don't want to address it because, it's, I guess even in the society today, it's still kind of taboo, if you will. And I think it's important that we talk about sex. It's important at this point of the game. If we don't talk about it, unfortunately, there's a lot of ignorance going on. And my thing is, when you're dealing with intimacy and things of that nature, especially these type of topics, people want to throw in opinion and throw in religion and throw in all this other stuff. But right now I'm coming from a space of education and really trying to empower people to look outside of just what you think the norm is about the sex piece. So first off, I had a post going around about what do the average people think you exchange during sex, and what can you contract other than a disease when you are intimate with someone. And I had some really good answers. I had about 41 people comment, which was awesome. And I wanted to share with you guys some of the answers. So many said soul ties, which didn't surprise me. I figured that was going to be an answer. Some people say when you are intimate and you exchange with someone, you exchange feelings. Other people said that the funniest answer that I got, and I thought this one was hilarious, that you get a wet rear end. I was cracking up. Like, I love it. I love when people just have a good time and laugh. So that was great. She cracked me up, and she knew it. She's like, I had to do it. I said, no, this is awesome. And then the most intriguing answer that I got, what do you exchange during sex, was child support. I was like, well, that's different. Okay. All right. It's cool. And so I wanted to give you the answer that I kind of have been building the intrigue about for a while. I kind of have this, had my promotions going about what are we exchanging during sex. And my answer is you're exchanging oral energy. So there was 3 people that answered energy. And it's a shout out to Cleveland, Lamika, and Kimbrella. All 3 of you, if you guys inbox me, I have a gift for you, because one of you 3, whoever gets to me first, gets the gift, because you guys got my answer right. So yes, the answer is oral energy. And this is my thing. It's not really about being about any type of relationship types that's out here. There's so many. There's relationships all over the place. And my thing is this: when you have intimacy with people, it's very important that we don't get all consumed with what type of relationship we're in. Because a lot of times it's like, well, I have this type of relationship, or I want to do this type of relationship and all that. Just, I don't want to even come from that space today. I really want to talk about the energy you're sharing with someone. And for me, I tell people all the time, well, I'm a monogamous woman, but let's not get that confused. When I say monogamy, I'm not saying that it's for everybody, or that my style or what I'm about is all about me, or how I feel. Should I impart everyone else to be the same as me? That's not my angle at all, because what works for me may not work for you. So my thing is this, when it comes down to it, whatever it is that you're doing as far as your intimate sex life, you want to be mindful that you are being sacred with it. I'm going to say that again. You want to be sacred with your intimacy. Why? Because you're sharing not just your soul, mind, and body, but you're sharing energy. And the oral energy that you're sharing with someone can be positive or negative. Just like when you're in a relationship, some people you get with, they give you this positivity, you guys bounce in and off of each other, and you have a beautiful relationship. The relationship is unbelievable. It's like it's a match, as you call it, a match made in heaven. And then you can be with someone else and get all, involved with them, and the relationship ends up being toxic. It's a poison. You guys are bouncing off negativity amongst each other. So you want to be mindful that you share your intimacy with someone that, or, however you do it, but you want to be mindful that it's a sacred thing for you, because it's very important that you understand here the importance of the oral energy. Now, I will also be posting for you guys a link that I want you to read about oral energy. I think it's important because, I don't want to just be someone to just convey stuff. I also want to give people information and understanding, because, a lot of times, what you learn in school, about sex and stuff, it's very it's basic, but they don't give you the other stuff. They don't give you the emotional ties. They don't give you how you feel afterwards. They don't give you where you go from there. And so it's very important that I touch base with my people, and I consider all of you that follow me my people. And I want to get you guys educated here, because it's important and vital that we understand that the act of sex is very, very sacred. And you want to treat it as such. You want to also be mindful to be mature in your sex life. If you're not mature, if it's something you can't handle, then I would strongly suggest you don't go out there and get reckless with it, or include someone into your sex life and you're not able to handle it here. You have to be very, very, very truly honest with yourself. Thanks, Ja. Hey, I'm a big supporter of you, and you got a lot of, trust me, I haven't missed your message. I'm definitely going to address that you pointed out there. But you do want to be mindful that sex is a part of life. Sex is a need. I talked about this on my last live. Sex is a need. So I want you to get this understanding very clear. Sex is a need. Sex is a need like thirst, hunger, and rest. You need sex in your life. Does that mean you can live without it? Yes. But let me explain something to you. There are health benefits to sexual activity, and I need you guys to get educated on that part. I'm not talking about I'm not promoting anything. I'm just telling you the facts. And so you want to be mindful that it is beneficial in your life. So my thing is, I don't want people to feel that, well, if I'm not married, or if I am married, or if that's not the angle today. The angle today is understanding the benefits of it and why it's important that you have it responsibly, and understand that if and when you're exchanging with someone, you're exchanging more than just your genitalia. You are sharing a lot with someone that you're being intimate with. So that's definitely what I wanted to tell you on that. Now, also, I want you guys to get this, because I think it's very important. out of everything you're exchanging, and I went through the energy piece and how you share mind, body, and soul, I want to now get you to understand that you will begin to have expectations of what you're doing in the act of sex. A lot of times we don't want to admit this, but men and women have an expectation when they become intimate with someone. So, you know, the intimacy has to be clear. You have to be mindful of having realistic expectations. There is a difference. Realistic expectations is key, because if you come into a sexual extravaganza with someone and you're intimate with them and you have a high expectation and their expectation isn't quite the same, it causes a turbulence. It can cause headache, heartache, all kinds of confusion. So I wanted to be clear about this as well. Expectations. Expectations is key when it comes time to being intimate or finding an intimate partner that you want to be with. And being very clear, crystal clear about what you want. Understanding this, that just because you are intimate with that person, it doesn't mean that you can't really truly be you know, evasive how you feel, but you want to make sure that you're clear about what your intentions are, how you feel beforehand. Don't wait until you get intimate with someone and then try to be like, oh, well, you know, being intimate with someone is key to make sure that you're not violating someone else's feelings, giving people fake expectations or, you know, farcities. You don't want to do that. You want to be very clear as to what you want to do, because it's important. Number one, it's very important why you are clear about what you're wanting. And understand this, just because you're intimate with someone doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to end up being your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend. Doesn't even necessarily mean you're going to have children with this person. Sometimes it's just you are having an intimate life with them, and that's it, that's all. And it's okay. If you two agree with that, then that's okay, but you have to be clear as to what your expectations are. And this is very, very important for men, because a lot of times women have a tendency, women have emotion, and a lot of times when we're emotional, we have desires and expectations, and we have all these things that we have in our minds after intimacy, and we don't really realize that those expectations can hinder the beauty of the, you know, the arrangements you have with each other. So we want to be mindful that, ooh, you know what? Let's just enjoy each other. It's not about what I'm expecting. Let me just enjoy the time with you. And then you take away from all these crazy expectations and or what I call milestones in relationships. So if we take the milestones off the table and just enjoy each other in that space and time and not expect anything, sometimes we gain more, because we get with someone and we enjoy that person, and we end up finding ourselves not in the confines of I want this, I want this, I want this to be this and that. And then you're finding yourself to be more free in that agreement and arrangement. So I want people to get that it's important. We're not just about having intimacy and really expecting all of these unrealistic expectations, because some people just don't have it to give you. But they do want to be with you in an intimate setting. And if that's the case, are you willing to do that? But you also have to be sexually mature. If you're not sexually mature, then you shouldn't be agreeing to that arrangement. But if you are sexually mature, you will find that it could be an actual very fulfilling relationship. You know, I talk a lot about how important it is that when you get to become a senior woman, and say for instance, or a senior man, and say for instance your spouse passes on and you still have those needs after they do, what do? Well, if you notice, you'll see a senior and they have a male friend or a lady friend, they call them, and they spend time together, and they have a friendship, and they enjoy each other. That needs to be happening even in our, I think, even in our generation. I think we're spending a lot of time of trying to graduate all relationships to marriage, and that may not be the case, or may not even be possible. So I'm just saying, enjoy your intimate relationships with someone without having to have this big, huge expectation of having to be together. You might just be in an agreement, or you just might be friends and really close with each other, and can express with each other in that way. Now, I have a really good question from Lamia. She wanted to ask me, why is sex a need? Well, sex is a need because it is there's a lot of physical benefits to sex. I can't get into all the details about that, but I want you to go and do your research about the actual importance of it. There's a lot of good benefits health-wise, and I think it's important that we understand that because you know, there's different chapters in our lives that we have, and each chapter, there, you know, you get to a point where you have to close the door, or you have to close that chapter of your life. And I'm sure you're well aware of, you know, menopause. So, you know, you've been menstruating all these years, and then all of a sudden it comes to a halt, comes to a stop. Well, that doesn't happen with intimacy. You are able to become, you can be intimate till you pass, until, you know, pass on. So intimacy is healthy for you. There's a lot of healthy benefits from it. And if you learn that it is a need, you will understand. Understand this. Think back to when we're born. We are born with our actual sexual organs. We are born with having sexual desires. And when you have those, you're young, so you don't know what that means. But as you age, no one has to tell you when you are feeling like you want to have sex. No one tells you that. Your body tells you. So in that understanding, it's beyond, it is a need because it's beyond, like, you don't have to be told. It's not something that happens because of someone coercing it. It is a part of you. Your sex life is a part of your life. So I want you to understand that it's a benefit. It's potentially important for your life, and actually it's very good for exercise. For one, you actually, there's a lot of good benefits even in the brain for women. A lot of people will find that when you're sexually active, you don't feel as depressed. You have someone making you feel beautiful in the act of sex. There's just a lot of benefits, but go out and do your research and find those different links that will show you how important it is. And like I tell many women, it's not about, you know, being married. It's not about I'm going straight to hell on roller skates if I'm not married. It's none of that. It's just the fact that this is a need. And when we start shutting off our sexual needs, if you notice, many women, and I know I'm putting out a lot of stuff that maybe people don't want to talk about, but if you talk to women that are abstinent, they go to bed very early. And they usually go to bed about 8 o'clock in the evening, sometimes earlier than that, so they can shut off the desire to want to be intimate. And when you do that, you're cutting off your need. So you have to actually be in the mindset. It's actually a self-convincing to not have sex. It's easier to, if you look into your body and listen to it, you'll find the different times that you desire it, and be like, well, if I shut this down every time, what am I doing to myself? How is that self-loving if I'm cutting off my desire to want to be intimate? So this is things that I talk about, usually not on air like this, but I want to bring an education, because I don't believe that in schools, or even as we age and get older, I don't really think there's an understanding of what sex is and how it benefits our life. And so I'm just trying to get that out for people to see. Now, I do want to address what Ja said. He said that intimacy on a more extensive, meaningful level requires the sharing of our emotions. 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 the sharing of our emotions, the sharing of our higher level, and this can cause arousal and orgasm, which is more imperative than anything received physically. So Ja, very good point. One of the things about Ja, if you don't know him, you need to check him out. He's an amazing poet. I love his work. And he has a beautiful line of understanding with trying to bring the beauty out of intimacy. I think a lot of times we lose sight of what the beauty is when you're intimate with someone else. And his artwork and his poetry is amazing. So go check out his page. He's got amazing poetry. He also is an educator out here explaining the importance of sex and really helping people to see how important it is to be intimate. But again, it comes down to how important it is to you. And how can you do that when there's all this extra dialogue about everything else other than what is it for you? Because whether you're married or unmarried, there's many married that are having a sexless relationship. There's some unmarried having a sexless relationship and a sexless life, and it is a challenge for them. And when you really pull them to the side and you ask them, well, how's that working for you? They're really struggling with it, but they don't want to be condemned, judged. They don't want to feel wronged for having that desire. So my thing is, I'm just on a mission to make sure that women don't have that, or men don't have this innate need be diminished because of judgment. That's your life, and that is your sex and your desire. So you have a right to do with it with what you want. And again, I just want to make sure that you're responsible and mature with what it is you do with it. So that's what I wanted to share today. It's a beautiful Sunday. I hope you guys got something from this. I'm going against the grain, and I really don't care, because at the end of the day, it's about empowerment. It's about healing. It's about transforming the mind. And if I can get any of you to transform your mind and allow you a freedom within yourself to understanding and branch off to a newness in yourself, then I've done my job, even if it's just one person. So I hope this helps. Check me out next Sunday at the same time, same place. I'm going to talk about the talk. When we sit our boyfriends down or we sit our ladies down, we want to have a talk about taking our relationship to the next level. That's going to be my next live show that I'm going to talk about this, the talk. I'm sure you gentlemen probably know more about the talk than us ladies, because we like to sit you guys down and talk about, well, where are we going from here. So I hope you can join me next Sunday at 12 o'clock. Thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. Carla Nicole signing off. Best kept. Have a good day. Bye.